Hello there. With Leagues 1 and 2 on FA Cup duty this weekend, the Championship takes centre stage in the Sky Bet Football League. And I'm here for a mouth-watering contest at the Riverside on a day where the top 6 of the division all happen to face each other, where realistically one of 4 sides could end the day in top spot. So to whet your appetite, here's what's coming up. A 6th successive victory on Tuesday night at Hillsborough lifted Bournemouth to the summit of the Championship. Their next mountain to climb is the side hot on their heels, Aitor Karanka's reshaped and reborn Middlesbrough. Derby bounced back from consecutive defeats with a midweek win against Huddersfield. Their visitors for Saturday's early kick-off were Wolves. Completing our big 6 are Ipswich and Watford. Both could have a major say in the promotion shake-up, and they met at Portman Road. 2 clubs at the wrong end of the table went head-to-head in a big northwest derby on Friday night, with the best of the action from Bolton against Wigan, plus all the goals from around the Championship, including 1 or 2 corkers. Well, action to come here from the Riverside in a moment, but first we start with the day's early kick-off at the iPro Stadium, where Derby County had the first chance to stake a claim for top spot as they entertain Wolves. As for the team news, Steve McLaren made just 1 change with Simon Dawkins in for Jordan Ebe. Kenny Jackett made 2 with Sam Ricketts and George Saville coming in, Ricketts making only his 2nd league start of the season. Kevin Keatings describes the action.
Well, Steve McLaren engineered more points in the calendar year of 2014 than any other Championship club, 70 in total. He was slipped, Mike let in Dawkins, and he was fouled. That might be a yellow card, and I think it is for Matt Doherty. I don't think Graham Salisbury can have any other option here. He knew the danger. And the header! Oh, it's in! And Ryan Shotton has scored his first goal for Derby County. Another well-flighted free kick from Mascarell, and it sneaked in off the post. Derby flying high through the Stoke Looney's goal. Here's Sacco. Oh, good ball into the path here of Ricketts. Oh, it's wide. What a chance for George Saville to place Wolves back on terms. Ebanks Mandel is forced to stretch for that loose ball. Oh, it's 2-0! Snapshot from Jeff Hendrick. And it caught out Carla Kamey, who couldn't really get himself set in that Wolves goal as it flashed past him. Martin back with Forsyth, Dawkins, Hughes, lovely football from Derby. Russell's shot deflected, only narrowly over the crossbar. But that is Derby County all over. Passing, slick, accurate, movement good. Mascarell with the corner. And a free header in there for Keogh. And it's 3! Johnny Russell, moments ago, close to a third, now delivers a third. And surely already shy of half-time, Derby are out of sight against their Midland rivals Wolves. Danny Batt. Good challenge by Mascarell. Here's Martin, taken on by Hughes. Oh, lovely pass, Hendrick! 4-0. Magnificent stuff from Derby County. Will Hughes with a wonderful assist. Hughes with a little touch through the legs, and Hendrick with the coolest of finishes. They are heading for only their 2nd win against Wolves in the last 20 years. Such has been Wolves' good form, but that's the closest they've been. Leon Clark with a deflected shot off a post. Wouldn't write Wolves off. This is just one day, and one day where they've met a banging form and confident Derby County, who are looking for a fifth and have it. Johnny Russell gets his second goal of the game. And Derby County ramming home their advantage over hapless Wolves today. Kenny Jackett's Wolves with still half an hour to negotiate. Surging run from Sacco. Here's McAlinden. Forces a save out of Butland, who's been largely unemployed today. Good run and pass from Sacco. Sacco, shots on. Likes those positions as well. Coming in on that left foot of his. Henry, useful ball in, deflected by Forsyth, and greasy ball claimed well by Jack Butland. One of the most promising young goalkeepers in English football. Hyde has earned Derby the corner. Coots immediately with the corner. And we're into the 3 extra minutes, and it's Jordan Ibe. Derby looking to put the gloss on it. Good save from McKamey, and over from Christie. Well, that was the opportunity to put the icing on a very tasty Derby County cake.
They play good football, they compose, they control. That takes courage to do that, courage to play the way that they do, to score them goals, but they've got it and they enjoy it, and I think that's the key thing. It was an actual game. I sat there and we talk about performance, and I really enjoyed the performance. I didn't care what the score was, I really enjoyed the performance, but it was nice to win.
We can't defend like that. We can't give away the goals that we've done today and expect to be competitive, because it gets everybody's tails up, it brings the crowd into play, and it gives us a mountain to climb.
So Derby staking an early claim for top spot with that thumping win. How would the rest of the top 6 respond? Action from Portman Road coming up after Middlesbrough versus Bournemouth, where a win for either side would see them claim pole position. Commentary comes from Paul Walker.
Fantastic noise in here. They are expecting their biggest crowd of the season by some distance. 2 changes for Borough. Out go Kike and Albert Adoma, both drop to the bench. Adam Reach, who signed a new deal this week, comes in, as does Yannick Wildschut, who partners Patrick Bamford up front. Well, Bamford, along with Ben Gibson, were both called up for the England under-21 squad this week. Bamford on loan from Chelsea until January has scored 2 in his last 2. Yannick Wildschut has also netted in his last 2 games. One of those was from the bench in the 4-0 win over Norwich. Just 1 change for Bournemouth. Jan Kermorgant comes in for Brett Pittman, who drops to the bench. Well, Kermorgant will partner Callum Wilson, Bournemouth's top scorer, with 11 goals. Has also won a call-up to the England under-21 squad this week. He's scored 6 in his last 7, whilst captain Tommy Elphick makes his 100th appearance for the club today. Before the game, we will observe a minute's silence. You can see that the officials and players are wearing poppies on their shirts today, as all players will be up and down the land. Impeccably observed. Oh, that's sloppy, given away. Pugh runs into trouble, and Tomlin picks it up once more. Bamford screaming for it. Still Tomlin. Still Tomlin. This could be brilliant. Really lacked power. Boruts with a comfortable save in the end. But he did it all on his own, Lee Tomlin. He lost it, he won it back. And he drove his way forward and suddenly found himself within shooting range. Wilson. Pugh continues the run. Good feet from Wilson. Oh, he's still going. Can he keep it? Pugh. Drilled across, good effort. Saved by Konstantopoulos from Matt Ritchie. Ledbetter, look at the space out on the left for Friend. No one spotted him though. It's Clayton. Fredericks forward from right back. Clayton away from Kermorgan. Here's Reach! Oh, what a strike! The crossbar comes to Bournemouth's rescue. What a hit this was. Adam Reach, left foot. Goalkeeper beaten, all ends up. And it crashed against the paintwork. Clayton. This is Tomlin. A lot of the play going through him. It's still Tomlin. And still wide. He's had an excellent start to this game, Lee Tomlin. Well, this looked very, very close. The Bournemouth defenders backing off, weaving his way through. It was close. Steve Gibson has been around for many, many years now at this football club. He would love to see his side back in the top tier of English football. Pugh. Sermon again. Now Daniels looks at the cross, not a bad-looking ball in. It's going to drop towards Ritchie! Oh, what a save! What a save! No wonder he shakes his head, Matt Ritchie. Dimi Konstantopoulos has pulled one right out of the top drawer here. Daniels with the cross. Ritchie does really well to keep this down. And a good, strong right arm from Konstantopoulos. Daniels. Oh, lovely. And he's going to... just clipped over the bar. It's Bamford. That could have gone anywhere. There's the deflection over the bar. Steve Cook in there for the corner kick. Francis has gone forward also. Elphick is right on the goal line. Whipped in with pace. Out by Bamford and a great strike just over the top from Harry Arter. He caught that very sweet. Just dips too late. Kermorgan. Gibson is there. And would back the two centre-halves to win the aerial challenges all day long. They've got a significant height advantage. Here's Daniels. Sermon couldn't get hold of it. Oh, and the clearance rebounds here to Wilson. Over the top. It's Ledbetter who clears, smashes it into Ritchie's face, and then Wilson actually, it's a really good chance. 22,936 crowd today. Clayton. Now Fredericks up against Pugh. Tomlin for Ledbetter, first time. Shakes his head. Well, he can score from distance, Grant Ledbetter. Not one of his better strikes. Arter. Daniels against Adoma. Pugh, chance to strike one, it's Pugh! Straight at the keeper. Konstantopoulos had to watch it. Straight at him in the end. This is Wilson. Can he get goal side? He can't. Hoisted back into Bournemouth territory. This is Adoma. Kike waits for a cross. Reaches in there as well. Ledbetter calling on the edge of it. Boruc misses it. Where's it going to land? In the hands of the keeper, that's where it's going to land. For a second it was looking dangerous. In the end, Boruc recovered it well. chance. Reach. Good strike. Over. Not quite as good as the one in the first half. When you give him space and he can get the ball out of his feet like that, he is a threat.
For us, I think it's a very good point. We have showed again our consistency against one of the best teams in the league. So it's again to be happy.
It just felt like two top quality sides going head to head, and credit to Middlesbrough. I thought they were a good side. They started well in the game. I thought they were on top for the first 20-25 minutes, but from our perspective, we grew into the game. We were very solid at the back all day. We had a couple of chances that on another day you'd like to think we could take. And in the end it was a stalemate, but I think a good point for us.
I heard it locally as happy Karankaversary. How do you look back at the last 12 months?
No, I think it's easy to understand, because if you take the table 1 year ago, we were 8 points below the players' position, and now we are 4 points above the 7th position. So I understand them, and I just want to say thanks once again, because they are always with us.
We are where we are by merit. We deserve to be there. How long we can stay there, well, that remains to be seen, and it's up to us to consolidate our position.
Having lost top spot during the week, Watford faced a difficult assignment at Ipswich, but early chances like this one for Gianni Munari suggested that the Hornets might well propel themselves back toward the Championship summits. During the week, Watford goalie Aurelio Gomez told the press that he belongs in the Premier League. Spurs fans may disagree, but there was no doubting his eye-catching save from the informed Darryl Murphy. After a run of draws, Ipswich are starting to build a bit of momentum once again. Hard to beat at home, they saw more of the ball in this one. Johnny Williams wasn't far away from breaking the deadlock in the second half. Murphy thought he'd done so soon afterwards, but Gomez responded with a save that truly was top-level goalkeeping. Watford's plan was to hit the home side on the break, a strategy that almost worked to perfection for the Hornets, who would surely have won the game, but for errant finishing from Fernando Forestieri. Instead, Mick McCarthy's men won it in the 83rd minute. The previously unbeatable Gomez powerless to prevent Tommy Smith from earning Ipswich a third straight win, which sees them leapfrog Watford into 4th place in the table.
Many minutes in the game we play game what Ipswich want to play with long ball, working very hard, but this is Ipswich way. Our way must be a little bit different, because characteristic of the team is different.
All you can do is turn up and play as well as you possibly can and give everything, and thankfully for me I've got a team that does that.
So Ipswich there with a dramatic late winner. Our next stop is the City Ground, where Nottingham Forest had slumped from the top of the table to 11th after a run of no win in the last 9 games. While Stuart Pearce's side entertained Neil Adams' Norwich, who themselves had stuttered lately with just 1 win from the last 7. As for the team news, well, Pearce made 4 changes. Dan Harding, Robert Tesh, Matty Fryatt and Britt Assembalonga all selected. Adams, meanwhile, made 3, with Carlos Cuellar, Bradley Johnson and Lewis Grabban coming in. Dan O'Hagan describes this one.
Martin. Johnny Howson. Howson goes on! Oh, great finish! His first goal for over a year for Norwich City. Johnny Howson makes his mark, and the Canaries in front by 1-0. Johnny Howson takes it and scores magnificently. Read by Tesha. O'Neill, reverse ball now to Russell Martin. Martin's cross, Grabban! No! So near for Norwich there, Lewis Grabban. Whisker wide of the Forest goal this. Here's Johnny Howson. Gary O'Neill. Oh, Lewis Grabban! And turned away by the goalkeeper at the near post, Darlow, with a very strong save. Nearest gap to aim for there for Lewis Grabban, but he
got the shot away. And Dana equal to it. Antonio rides a rough Teddy tackle. Antonio goes on. Oh, good effort too. Mighty, brutal bludgeon strike, which wasn't too far off target of Mikel Antonio. It's all gone wrong for Forest this season at the moment. This would be a fourth successive loss. It all began so well for those fans too, didn't it? Now Eric Lehigh. Lehigh long for a Sombalonga here. Defender is Turner beneath it. Turner's mistake here, Matty Friett. And still here, a Sombalonga! Late leveller. A Sombalonga with the finish. And Norwich, that defensive resilience undone late. Now the break. Towards Sombalonga. He's been found. With him here, Mikel Antonio. The flag stays down. Antonio! Oh, wow! What a comeback! The game turns right around for Forest. And Mikel Antonio smashes and grabs for the home team. And having trailed for so long in the game, that front two have scored the two today, which have got the game and maybe their season going the right way again. What a finish to the match.
Our run of results have brought sort of untold pressure onto the football club and more importantly onto the team, you know, so credit to them for turning out a result like they have. Supporters have been outstanding over this run, I've got to say. Home and away have been unbelievable supporting behind this team. And, you know, it was an important result for us, there's no doubt about that, and something we have to build on.
You know, we defended really well. We kept the ball well when we had to, when we could, and obviously the most galling thing of all, it's come from our corner kick. And they broke away and scored the goal, and it's obviously, you know, the 85-minute performance is meant for nothing.
The start of November certainly seen fireworks from Brentford, who made a short trip across London, relishing the prospect of completing a hat-trick of wins in the space of 8 days. Freed by Alex Pritchard, Andre Gray slotted them in front at Millwall, following up the goals he netted, which helped the Bees beat Derby and Forest in a week to remember. And he wasn't finished. When the home side dithered in the second half, Alan Judge pounced before sliding a simple pass to the man who currently can't stop scoring. Gray and his teammates should have known that Millwall are rarely as dangerous as when they look down and out. After a 3-goal comeback against Wolves and a 2-goal recovery against Blackburn, Lee Gregory's rather inadvertent effort sparked another rally. The Lions' fighting spirit fitting on the day they wore a camouflage kit, raising funds to help injured servicemen. Just 3 minutes after going 2 down, they put themselves back on level terms through a very unlikely source. Defender Alan Dunn, off to celebrate just his second league goal in more than 4.5 years. Now Ian Holloway's men had the bit between their teeth. With Brentford still reeling, they look to complete an incredible turnaround, with the chance this time for Gregory to make a clean connection. The post rescuing Brentford, who instead propelled themselves into the playoff places, with a winner Harley Dean was desperate to claim, though the unfortunate Danny Shittu definitely got the final touch. Still, the Bees had that third straight win that they'd so nearly thrown away.
We'll look at the DVD and learn from it, but to show that character and get the third goal and then play in that manner was really pleasing.
After a promising start to the season, Charlton's form has dipped. They were once again reliant on top scorer Igor Vetekeli for the goal that secured the maximum points as he took his tally to 8. Restored to full fitness after recent Achilles problems, Vetekeli proved the difference. Reading convincing winners over Rotherham in the week, certainly had enough chances to have taken something from the contest as Oliver Norwood hit the outside of the post. The Royals have nothing to show for their effort and endeavour. Jamie Mackey was another to almost find a way through. Stephen Henderson frustrated him with a fine save. The Alex introduced George Tugadine, and the Charlton substitute could have made things more comfortable. Adam Federici prevented further damage to the home goal. The last time Charlton tasted success in Reading was 1981. This win moves them to within a point of the playoffs.
we controlled the game. We didn't give away too many chances. Okay, they put in a lot of long balls and crosses, and I think with Andre Baiki and Talbinheim we can defend it. And then we knew we were going to have our chances on the break when the game stretched. And I think the first good moment we played well, we scored a goal.
Gary Rowett has overseen a change of mood at Birmingham. The Blues took on Cardiff, having beaten table-topping Watford in midweek. Not bad for a side stuffed 8-0 a fortnight ago. And Birmingham were under the cosh early on here. Adam Lafondra denied by Darren Randolph as Cardiff spurned a series of first-half chances. Federico Makeda's opportunity was even more clear-cut. Randolph to the rescue once again. Makeda later had a goal disallowed, as did Birmingham. And it was the latter that was the more contentious decision. Rowett reckoned that Wes Thomas was level when he tucked away this effort in the 64th minute, a view not shared by the assistant referee. And it wasn't to be Thomas's day. In the 90th minute, he and Sean Morrison squabbled over a dead ball, and the Birmingham man made the cardinal sin of raising a hand. But the Blues need not be melancholy. A third match unbeaten under the new boss hints at better things to come.
It was a little bit cagey at times, and probably the most physical game of the three that we've played. I thought Cardiff at times, would put the ball in the box, which when you got that little bit of power and size in there, makes it difficult for your long throws going into the box as well. And I think on reflection of the chances, probably a draw was a fair result.
So Gary Rowett's unbeaten start at Birmingham continues. As for the rest of the Championship, we start with two sides who are punching well below their weight at the wrong end of the table. Here's John Champion as Wigan made the short trip to Bolton.
Touch. Adam Forshaw, who played for manager Uwe Rösler at Brentford too. McManaman. Inviting angle for him. And a terrific effort that skims the bar. It's a major factor in their FA Cup win, and was inches away here from giving Wigan the lead. Sean Maloney. Callum McManaman, and this time it's the post. Second time he's been denied by the woodwork in this first half. Espinosa. That should just about be that for the first period. Wigan ending it very strongly. Lee. Here comes Clayton. Goalkeeper hesitated and was lost. Max Clayton with a very neat finish. Feeney. Craig Davis! 2 for Bolton. Wigan exhibiting a soft centre. Bolton have scored twice in 4.5 minutes. Bit of wrestling, penalty given. Wigan are falling apart. Well, it's the sort of wrestling match that we've seen go unpunished so often recently. Here comes Lee Chung-yong to make it 3-0. And it's turning into another bounteous night for Bolton. McLean. And McManaman. Smartly taken. Good cross and a super finish. McManaman's 5th of the season. Wigan on the score sheet.
It was itsy-bitsy first half. Maybe, as I say, Wigan edged it, but second half it was just all about us. And it's a good place now. We're on the up. We're looking up the table rather than out of the bottom three or in the bottom three. So psychologically, it'll give everyone a lift here.
Some of the players gave up and that is unacceptable. I felt embarrassed about the second half performance. I will take responsibility for that, and I apologise to the chairman and to our supporters, and I hope some of my players will do that as well.
Brighton beat Wigan on Tuesday, their first league victory since August. But Blackburn's Tom Cairney was close to puncturing the renewed sense of optimism in a tight first half at the Amex, which was edged in Albion's favour by another goal from their midweek match winner. Gary Gardner giving Sami Hyypiä's men a much-needed boost again. But with Rovers eyeing a place in the top six, it looked a slender advantage, and a fabulous header from Rudy Gestede put the result back in the balance just 6 minutes after the break. With the aid of the bar and a bit of backspin, his 10th of the season. Midway through the half, Gary Bowyer's men had their opportunity to hit the front. A bout of head tennis giving Grant Hanley a good side of goal. Such clear-cut chances were hard to come by. The home side's best effort saved for the final couple of minutes when Joe Bennett swivelled swiftly and gave Jason Steele a scare. Sam Baldock a fraction of a second from reaching the rebound. Blackburn are unbeaten in 7, the same number Brighton have now drawn in their last 10 league outings.
I thought we deserved a little bit more from the game. Opposition wasn't easy to play against, that they were playing direct balls to the big striker and try to get to the second balls, and that's always very difficult to play against.
We showed how good we are second half. We were very strong second half, and once we got the goal, I thought we kicked on and could have won it.
Sheffield Wednesday and Rotherham hadn't met in the league for over a decade. Paul Green's headed effort almost gave the Millers the initiative. Wednesday were without a win since late September, but their local rivals so nearly gifted them a goal. Kirk Broadford's back pass should have been dealt with by Adam Collin, but the miss kick could have gone anywhere. Collin was more convincing when his goal was threatened again. This time Jeremy Elan created the opening for the Owls, but Collin maintained the stalemate. Wednesday were convinced they should have had a penalty, but referee Nigel Miller was unimpressed when substitute Kieran Lee went down under the challenge from Broadford. Nothing given, the home side felt aggrieved. Stevie May was another to test Collin, but the match was to end without a breakthrough, and Wednesday's problems in front of goal continue.
At the moment, we are finding it very, very difficult to score goals. We've got no problem keeping them out, but there was a question asked the players about their application the other night. I can't fault the application that they've shown today.
Maybe in that last third we just lacked that little feeder ball that completely opened the door for us. So we've come to Hillsborough, we certainly got away the more disappointed side, I would think, for sure.
Kit Symons has restored belief and pride at Fulham, and maybe even a spot of luck. Huddersfield started this game the better of the two sides, but wasted their best opportunities. Harry Bunn particularly guilty in that regard. The Terriers found themselves trailing shortly afterwards. A 19th minute move started and finished by Hugo Rodallega, his 6th goal of the season, clinically dispatched from Ross McCormack's pass. The away side fought their way back into it in the second half. Joel Lynch's 75th minute equaliser ought to have secured Chris Powell's men a share of the points at least. A couple of months ago, Fulham might have crumbled. Under Symons, they're made of sterner stuff. 2 minutes after the leveller, Lasse Viggen Christensen danced through the Huddersfield defence and nudged the resurgent Whites in the direction of a 4th home win in 5 league matches. Promotion remains the target for the West Londoners. For now, they'll celebrate climbing out of the relegation zone. That and the quality of their final goal. McCormack with a stunner and completely out of the blue. Appropriate, given Fulham's sudden turnaround under their new manager.
Great strike from Ross McCormack. Obviously, Lasse Christensen popped up with the second goal straight after they scored, which is a great time to hit back. And then Ross finished it off nicely. We had a couple of other chances after that as well. So it was, all in all, a pleasing day at the office.
We worked ever so hard to get back in the game, got the equaliser, but conceded straight away, and that's a lesson learned for us.
Either side of a draw at Fulham, Lee Clark's been busy stamping his mark on Blackpool with the 3 players he chose to bring in, part of the matchday squad at Ellen Road. though unable to make much impact with Leeds on the attack right from the off. Mirko Antonucci giving Joe Lewis the first indication he was in for a hectic afternoon, as the hosts' high-tempo approach made sure the bottom side had no time to settle. And in just the 9th minute, the Seasiders' resistance was broken, with centre-back Liam Cooper finishing like a lethal frontman. Cooper's first goal for the club he joined in the summer. Neil Redfern's team lost the lead twice in the midweek draw against Charlton, and it was obvious they were in no mood to let more points slip away. Suleiman Dukara making Redfern's first win since taking permanent charge look more than likely. And by half-time it was a very happy home dressing room indeed, thanks to Antonucci and a deflection that left Lewis helpless. There was the faintest flicker of hope for Blackpool with 15 minutes to go, but Niall Ranger's header was too little too late, as Clark acknowledged. Leeds have more financial wrangling to resolve after being served with yet another winding-up petition, but at least they cashed in on the field against a side that's now 10 points adrift of safety. Antonucci not quite so fortunate with this deflection, but United were delighted all the same to put 3 points on the board for the first time in 9 matches.
We deserved to be 3-0 up. You know, I thought the football that we played was really good, really positive, front foot. You know, and I think if it had been more, you know, if it had been 4 or 5-0 up, I don't think it'd have been an injustice.
We didn't read the warning signs, them getting in down our left-hand side, and eventually they got the goal, and it just went downhill for the rest of the half from there.
So Neil Redfern, they're picking up a good first win as the full-time head coach at Ellen Road. Before we leave you at the Riverside, let's look at the Championship table. Well, Derby returned to the top of the Sky Bet Championship as the rampant Rams inflicted Wolves' biggest league defeat since March 2012. Ipswich are up to 4th after a 3rd straight win. A feat matched by Brentford, who move into the playoff places after a fantastic week for the Bees. Blackpool, meanwhile, remain bottom after their 12th defeat of the campaign. The Seasiders are now cut 9 points adrift. Bolton's 3rd consecutive home win under Neil Lennon moves them out of the relegation zone for the first time since September. Wigan drop into the bottom 3 as a result after just 1 win in 12. Well, that's a lot then from what is now a pretty quiet Riverside, but you can expect the noise levels to go up a notch or two for Sunday's first round FA Cup ties, where our comprehensive coverage continues with a special interactive final score. That's with Jason Mohammed with all the goals and key incidents as they happen at 5-2 on BBC One. And I'll be back on Sunday evening for a full roundup from the opening round at 6:30 on BBC Two. Well, thanks to everybody here at Middlesbrough Football Club for their hospitality. They've looked after us brilliantly well. From me for now, though, bye-bye.